Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Mecca64, so everybody knows about the world's great detective, Batman. He has appeared on a lot of things, including video games, comic books, animated films, TV shows, etc, etc. Something that you probably didn't know is that the Cape Crusader has a bunch of manga series. I'm not even joking, 99% of the manga that DC has released are Batman or Batman adjacent series, the only 1% being a Superman manga. I read all of them, so let's talk about them. Beginning with the first one.
It's the freaking Bat!
The earliest Batman manga is Bat Manga, written by Jiro Kawada. And weirdly enough, he also did a manga adaptation of Ultra 7. It's always Ultra 7, I can never escape that show. Seven? The Bat Manga is your basic villain of the week story. The Bat Manga is pretty famous because the first 3 issues was an adaptation of the comic Death Knocks 3 Times, which was the first appearance of Batman's greatest foe, Lord Deathman. But besides Lord Deathman, every other villain are original characters. And that's about it. It's a very basic series, and I kind of like it being very basic. It's one of those series you can just pick up and read and not worry about continuity or lore. But hey, if you're craving Batman manga merch, McFarlane Toys have you covered as they made a figure based on Batman from the Bat Manga series.
It's the freaking Bat!
Up next, we have Batman, Child of Dreams. Written by Max Allan Collins and illustrated by Pia Azamiya. Fun fact, he also created the horoscopes in Kamen Rider Force. Yes, we're talking about Tokusatsu again, in a Batman video. I hope this isn't very common. The story follows Yugo Yagi and her crew visiting Gotham City to do a documentary on the Batman. But unfortunately for her, she chose the wrong time to visit Gotham City as a new drug has hit the streets, which turns people crazy and manifests them into Batman's iconic foes like Two-Face, the Riddler, Oswald Cobblepot, also known as the Penguin, and the Joker, baby. Later on in the story, we learn why Yuko wants to do this documentary about Batman so badly, and that's because when she was little, she visited Gotham City with her parents, and they got mugged. But thankfully, they were saved by Batman. Yuko also gets kidnapped and gets drugged into thinking that she's Catwoman. There's also a Batman imposter. Not you, Batman the imposter. We'll talk about you another time. Speaking of a Batman fighting his imposter, I felt like that fight dragged on way too long. The comic ends with Batman finding the guy who created the drugs, who also dresses up like a Batman person. Batman ends up defeating him, and the day is saved, and Bruce Wayne gets kissed by Yuko. Overall, this was a very solid story to read. I have a lot of nostalgia vibes when it comes to the art because it's very early 2000 and I really like that art style. I forgot to bring this up, but there's a panel of Bruce Wayne remembering when his parents die. So yeah, if you wanted to see an anime version of that, there's gonna be more.
It's the freaking Bat!
Up next, we have Batman Death Mask, written by Yoshinori Natsume. This story follows a younger Batman, roughly in his 2nd year or 3rd year. Bruce Wayne travels to Japan for a business meeting. Unfortunately for Bruce, a villain from his past has re-emerged to cause chaos. If you ever consumed any piece of Batman media, whether it be movies, comics, or even TV shows, you probably heard this story over and over again. This is one of the most generic Batman storylines. Because of that, I didn't really enjoy it. The only positive thing I will say about this manga is that the art is really good. There is surprisingly gore in this manga. For YouTube reasons, I can't show it. But besides that, this story is the most generic Batman storyline.
It's the freaking Bat!
Alright, we're almost done. Second to last, we have Batman and the Justice League. This series was created by Shiori Takaroki. She also made Saint Seiya the Lost Canvas. This series follows the boy named Rudy, who visits Gotham City in search of his parents. Literally 5 seconds later, Rudy gets mugged in Gotham City. I swear, you can't do nothing nice in Gotham City. Thankfully, Rudy knows how to kick butt, but unfortunately, Rudy gets his butt kicked. Well, it's a good thing we're in Gotham City because that's the home of the frickin' Bat. After saving Rudy's life, Batman leaves to fight the Joker. During the fight of the Joker, Joker mentions that Batman used to have a Robin, meaning that Batman used to have a Jason Todd before he got, Jason Todd. Yep, even in manga form, Jason Todd continues to be a corpse. Joker has his woman catcher who Joker refers to as a quote-unquote goddess. Not only that, he also has a demon working for him, and I don't mean like metaphorically, I mean an actual goddamn demon. Afterwards, there was a big explosion which caught the attention of mild-mannered reporter Clark Kent. Not only him, but also Lex Luthor. It turns out that the mysterious woman was actually Rudy's mom. Not only that, but apparently Rudy's entire family has a spiritual connection to change reality. Yeah, that makes sense. Lex gets some of his villain powers like Ares, Reverse Flash, Cyber Superman, and even the Joker. There's other villains that join in later like Sinestro, and there's also Ocean Master, but Ocean Master is doing his own thing, so it's up to Batman and the Justice League to save the day. This manga is actually quite famous online because there is no conclusion to the story. I don't mean like the series got cancelled, no, apparently in Japan it wrapped up everything perfectly fine. What I mean is that DC has not released a English version of Volume 4. It's been years now, so I don't think DC has any plans to release it. So yeah, the story ends with a cliffhanger. The worst part is that I was actually invested to the story. Mr. John DC, please release Volume 4. I need to see more of my waifu, Wonder Woman, Diana Prince. Also, side note, Flash hasn't shown up in the story yet, which means Reverse Flash had to fight Hal Jordan. It was me, Hal Jordan. I'm the one who...
Hey, yo, what's happening here? Forget about it. It's just a Batman, you know, just messing up our stuff, okay? You can't stop the Batman. He's the night. He's the entire concept of nighttime. Can't stop that. Can't stop. It's the freaking Batman. I'm sorry for everything you just heard.
Lastly, we have Batman Justice Buster, created by Eiichi Sumishu, the Ultraman guy? Yeah, apparently the guy who made the Ultraman manga, which later got adapted into Netflix's Ultraman, made a Batman manga. Once again, we're talking about tokusatsu in a Batman manga video. What a small world we live in. Anyways, this story is kind of weird. Let me explain. This story takes place during Batman's early years, and if you're wondering if his parents are dead, yes they are. The story has Batman fighting a bunch of different villains like Oswald Cobblepot, aka the Penguin, Edward Enigma, aka the Riddler, Harvey Dent, aka Two-Face, Killer Croc, and even Deathstroke. Believe it or not, those are just side quests because Batman is trying to figure out the philosophical question of what is justice. He even asked this question to his AI assistant, Robin. Hopefully this doesn't backfire or anything. As Batman continues doing side quests like fighting Mr. Freeze, the story actually has two other main characters, this small kid and this detective. The small kid's name is Dick Grayson and the detective is Jason Todd. What the fuck? You heard me correctly, we have Dick Grayson as a kid and Jason Todd as an adult. By the way, in this universe, Jason Todd is also the vigilante known as the Joker.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Jason Todd is investigating the murder of Thomas and Martha Wayne, and it turns out that Dick Grayson's guardian is none other than Joe Chill. In this universe, Joe Chill is a serial killer known as Red Hood. Yep, you know where this is going. Don't worry, in this universe, Jason Todd is okay. No, I'm lying to you. Jason Todd got Jason Todd. Joe Chill even says something like, "Yay, the name Joker fits me more." You're probably wondering why the series is called Batman Justice Buster. Well, that's because Batman built a mech called Justice Buster. This mech gets hijacked by the Robin AI as it's trying to find the answer of what is justice. Batman finds Joe Chill and etc. and I'm sorry that I'm skipping through a lot of things. I do not like the story. I generally do not like the story whatsoever. This is probably because I'm a Batman fan who heard this type of story over and over again in different media, whether it be other comic books, TV shows, or even movies. This goes without saying, but the art is really good. I really like this art style. It's really good. The story's kind of mid. I think my main issue with this manga is just Joe Chill. I feel like Joe Chill should just be a random guy who just kills the Waynes. And that's about it. There's not should be any more depth to it. We don't need to know his reasoning behind killing the Waynes. It could just be random. I think that's the whole point of Batman, is that it can happen to anyone. So there you have it. That's all the Batman mangas. Wait a minute. Am I missing one? I am. There's one more Batman manga to talk about.
Start pounding, Joker.
So I got distracted with Sonic Crossroad, and can you blame me? This game is super addicting and fun. So here's everyone's favorite dog VTuber, Lumia Stargazer.
Sometimes there are these stories that make you blow up in happiness and joy so happily that not even Linkin Park can make me sad. Then there's Joker, One Operation. Stop me if you've heard this origin story before. So, Mr. J was out there fighting his one true love in life, Mr. the Batman, but this time he fell into the vat of acid, that being Batman. And he became a baby. Whoa! I feel awful for that. I want to die. I'm sorry. Now the J-Man has to be a dad. His dad. Now, Jack Napier is going to be the father of Bruce Napier because, he took his, he took his name and he needs to leave himself to be a better superhero. Can the Joker do it? Let's find out. I feel awful the way I say this. I feel like a YouTuber in the worst way possible. I want to die after doing that so badly. Please do it. Envy right now. So imagine the Joker doing all of his iconic poses, his funny dance throughout the manga, like all the ones from the comics. Like, the ones I'm talking about. If I'm editing this, I'll put him here. If I'm not editing this, maybe Mecha will put him here if he loves you. Now, it's kind of lame. It's kind of lame to see someone else just post all the iconic Joker pictures in a comic just for the memes. Except now he's like crying about baby shit. It fills me with I don't like it. I don't like it. But now the Joker has to get Batman to the nursery so he can do more crime. But he can't get him into the nursery because, well, Joker doesn't have an office job, so they don't think he has a trustworthy source of income. What will he do? Yeah, this is the kind of story this is. It's awful. So this pure slice of life, and I like slice of life. I love slice of life. I like my nanas. I like my Sword Art Online, that one arc where they're doing the thing. It's cute. His bestie is like this cold dude named Colt. I'm not Freeze. I don't know who's not going in. I don't know what his name is, and I don't really feel like going back to reread it. Mecha, you can deal with this. I love you, bestie, and you're just going to accept this because I love you. Love you, honey. Kissies. So the Joker is trying to get into the funny school for his boy, but he's being driven more and more insane by the difficulties of being a father. It's driving him more insane than his normal stuff in life, being a clown or being white, the things that make you go insane. So as he's going insane, Harley's like, fine, I'll help you get your boy into the school, even though he's not my kid, because fuck you. And he's like, thank you so much. I can't wait to get back to being crime, Harley. And she's like, yeah, sure. And so he goes in, like dressed like a normal dude, and Harley comes in dressed like a clown because it's Harley Quinn. I love her. And Joker doesn't love her as much because, he's the Joker baby, and, he's like straight and gay. No, I mean, he's straight and he's like straight and lame. And Harley, she's gay, and she likes women, and I like women, and the Joker likes women. But I don't like women how like the Joker likes women because he's evil. It's because he's straight. I don't like him. And then it goes to this, and then when they get into the school, it's like really cute because like the Joker he has to leave his crime because his baby boy is sick, and he's like, no, my boy's sick, and it's so cute and wholesome, and I'm like, yay! And then like Bruce gets in trouble another day for beating up another kid with his violence, and then the Joker's like, you can't become Batman if you hurt children. And Batman's just crying because he's like a baby. And Joker looks into it, is like, oh, you are protecting this kid. You are Batman. And the baby's like smiling, yeah, baby. And I love this. I love this manga. This is the best fucking manga ever. What the fuck did you make me read? Why do I love this so much? And then like I'm gonna skip a lot because it doesn't matter. It's just like cute, wholesome moments, the manga, and I like cute, wholesome moments, the manga. And if you like cute, wholesome moments, the manga, you'll like this manga. So spoilers for a manga that you aren't gonna read, because I know what you do, YouTuber. You're watching YouTube videos because you don't want to read it. You don't want to consume the media itself. You want someone to tell you if it's good or not. Well, it is. So Bruce graduates, and Joker and Harley, the Joker's so ecstatic. He's so happy. He's so into it. He's having the best day of his life. And then they're walking down an alley, and then the Riddler shows up and kills the Joker and Harley. And Batman watches his new parents die. And then he becomes an adult and beats the living shit out of the Riddler. And then it's like, what happened? And Joker's like, because he like survived because shenanigans. And he's like, my son, you did so good. I knew you could become the Batman. And Batman's like, what happened? Has it been a year? And that's how the manga ends. It's so cute. The first 10 chapters suck, but the last like 11 are great. Baby Batman's so cute. And here I'm gonna play the crawling on my skin to like show like you can like, because of the joke I set up in the beginning. Crawling in my skin. These words do not for real. Okay, Mecha, I did the review. You can free my family, Mecha.
That is all for today's video. Special thanks to Lumia Stargazer and the other VTubers that helped me throughout this video. If you want to see these lovely people, their links will be in the description down below. I've been Mega64Zilla, and I'll see you guys next time.
Don't be sorry, this is my journey.